Billionaires take some of their assets because they're really ours.
Right. What do you think to this? I mean, what was your solution?
We need to tax the rich. Hugely more than we do now, and we need to reduce the costs for ordinary people. Billionaires in this country's wealth has more than tripled since 2010. Has yours? No, of course it hasn't.
Right.
The reason why the costs are being handed down to ordinary people while the very rich get hugely, hugely richer.
Are you jealous of rich people?
No, not at all. I can see that the system that we live under is making ordinary people, year after year after year, worse off, and it is making people who have absolutely everything they could ever possibly want have more and more and more capacity every year. That is an absurd system. It's an absurd system to have people...
You're talking about capitalism, so you want to see the end of capitalism and an introduction of socialism.
Sure, but there are different levels beneath that. When we had social democratic capitalism, it was better than the version that we have now, where ordinary people are getting worse off year on year. Most people at home, right, think back to your parents' generation. If you're my age, say, how much of their home did they own when they were your age? The answer is almost certainly more than you own. We are more in debt, we have less money, we have less time, we are more stressed. And the beneficiaries of that are at the other end of the spectrum. So yes, if my answer is we should be taking back some of that money because we could have a more balanced system, the answer is yes, unashamedly so.
Do we need socialism in this country, Lord Moylan? Is that what
You're asking a Conservative peer whether we need socialism?
Yeah, I am. We've
got more than enough socialism, and we've had quite enough socialism, actually, from the last Conservative government, let alone the supercharged sort of socialism we're getting from the current Labour government. The amount of money that the government is spending, and this is partly...
Spending money is not socialism.
Partly due to COVID. The amount of...
Spending money isn't socialism.
The amount of the economy that the government is controlling, which is fundamentally what I was trying to say, and I'm happy to rephrase it, the amount of the economy the government is controlling has risen dramatically over the last few years. Now, some of that was to do with COVID, I grant you, but there's been no attempt to reverse it.
And we don't control the banks.
We're just
we don't control the energy companies. We don't control the water companies.
Exactly what
we don't control anything. We are left high and dry and ripped off every single month.
It might surprise you to learn that I am not a billionaire. But if I was a billionaire, quite frankly, that had made my fortune from taking risks, from entrepreneurial endeavour, from perhaps losing a few quid on the way, I would sit there, I'd put my feet up and think, do you know what, I do more than enough, quite frankly, to subsidise a great number of people, things and services in this country already. It'd be a massively net contributor, not a net taker. And I would tell people to
they're
get
almost all
stuff
net takers.
if they were trying to take money off me.
Almost
I can
all
tell you
net
that
takers.
for free.
We pay them our rent, we pay them our mortgages, we pay them interest, we pay them interest, we pay them interest. I'm sorry, the richest people in our society are not net contributors. They are taking money from the overwhelming majority of us who go out and actually do the work.
Wow.
The wealth creators are not the people with 8 zeros in their bank account number, or however many zeros in the bank account. They're ordinary people who go out and do the work.
Next, you'll be telling me that you shouldn't even have such a thing as a billionaire.
Yeah, there shouldn't be billionaires. Absolutely, of course there shouldn't be billionaires. In a society where children growing up in poverty, it is a moral abomination that there are billionaires.
And at what point?
Moral abomination.
At what point do you start having an issue and becoming jealous? Because I do think it's
not.
jealousy.
Of course, it's not jealousy.
So at what point
I pity them. I pity Elon Musk.
At what point does your jealousy kick in?
It's not jealousy.
Is it when someone is an entrepreneur, they invest their...
No, it's not jealousy. I'm sorry. If you follow any moral code, any established moral code, there isn't the worship of money.
At what point does your jealousy kick in? Is it when they earn their first million, their fifth million, their 10 million? What point does your jealousy kick in? Because I'm guessing it's not the billion point.
I don't have a jealousy.
I bet you do.
No,
it seems to me like you do.
I don't, because if I did, I would go and earn a lot of money.
But how can you say
which I'm not trying to do, am I?
Well, you're not trying to earn loads of money. You're trying to take someone else's money that they've gone off and earned.
Not for myself, am I?
Honestly.
I want to take from the rich to give to us all. Now,
it's a good job I'm not a billionaire.
I would say once you have £10 million, you should the wealth tax on your assets should be moderate.
Yeah,
because you've already got quite enough money.
And do you know what I would say to you? If you ran the world, I'd say, in fact, I know what I'd say, but I can't say it on television. I'd basically say, No, and that's me putting it politely. And I'd pick up my stuff and I would relocate my little self to the likes of Dubai or anywhere like that, where it was a much, much lower, fairer tax regime.
Be unpatriotic. Be anti-people. Be anti-people. Be unpatriotic. And all of your assets that are here that you don't want, someone else can buy. Someone else can have, and you can pay an exit tax on the way out.
Well, which world would you like to live in?
One in which people have more stuff. Most people have more stuff, more money at the end of the month, and we aren't paying so much out to the people who don't do anything. They just sit on massive assets. Do you think that these huge pools of capital, BlackRock, Blackstone, etc., they're actually doing anything?
No, but
are they actually doing anything to improve the productive capacities for all of us? No, they're not.
When you say about people sitting on assets, let's just take the example, and I want to bring you back in because now you've set me off.
No, I'm just astonished. We've got, this 1950s.
No, because
socialism.
I could rant about this issue.
1950s improved people's lives much more in this country than the last decade. It's not jealousy.
Well,
if it were jealousy, I would be like them trying to earn loads of money.
No,
I'm not. It's not jealousy.
No, because you don't want to earn your own money. You want to take.
No, because I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it from them into my pocket, am I?
Well,
I'm saying no. I'm not.
For all of us, you get your share.
Yes, for all of us.
You get your share.
Yeah, for all of us, so that we can have childcare, so that people can raise healthy children, so we can have smaller class sizes, so we can have better transport, so we can look after old people with dignity. Yes, all of these things. Yes, I want to have everybody in the country to have that. Everybody should have a decent life. Everyone is of worth equal value. We should have dignity for all.
The top 1% of taxpayers and the top 10% of taxpayers in this country pay astronomical sums into the tax coffers of this country. They already fund disproportionately the things that you reference.
Because we have a system where they have all the money. I would